I have used art as a way to escape from severe depression. And I do say that in a very, very bold way, unapologetically. I've used art as a way of escaping anxiety. I've used art as a means of escaping from poverty.
I've used art as an escape throughout my whole life. Growing up in gang-infested Chicago, my neighborhood was really, really filled with gangs, and you comes to a point where there's no saying no, and you end up in one, and you end up in these situations that you don't want to be in, and I've been in those situations. And so when I found graffiti art, when I started doing graffiti, man, let me tell you, it was my time away. I would hide from the street life and go and do graffiti and do art, and I loved it. And yeah, it was wrong, but I loved it. And during the hardest times of my life are the best, some of my best pieces came out of. When my mother passed away, I used art to escape the pain of that and of losing her. And so I've used art throughout my whole life to escape from whatever issues I was going through, and it's worked every time.
I definitely have used art as an escape. I think it is sort of my coping mechanism of life. Life can get super, super stressful. We have our ups and downs. That's just part of being humans. So I definitely, have those moments where I'm feeling really down and will just kind of sit at the piano and let myself just kind of float away into whatever it is.
100% saved my life. Art wasn't an escape. Art became a permanent residence. You know? And escaping what would be to escape the neighborhood, to escape your living situation.
Namely, I've served in the military. I grew up in a very difficult part of town. I've had some very challenging childhood experiences, and basically they allowed for me to be convinced that art was definitely the way of life that I would choose, as opposed to many other careers I've had.
I use art as an escape every day of my life, but it's a great escape. I use it to escape into my meditation. I use it to escape into feeling free. I've never used art to escape from anything that I feel is destructive. I usually try to use art to tackle those things head on, the stresses and the anxiety, but it is my safe haven. It's where I go when I need to express myself. I just do it through movement, through song.
But it's therapeutic because it helps you deal with your issues.
And it's not so much as the art, it's the act of doing something positive. Art being the medium in which my expressions took its fulfillment. But art is one of those things that you run to when you have absolutely no control over anything else.
It's not all about the work. It's not all about the fame. It's not all about the success. I think that's the biggest thing that people make a mistake about, is that they make this their life and they forget about every other aspect of life.
Music has definitely increased my mental fortitude, right? It gives me pride in myself to be able to do the things that I do. But also, I feel like doing the music aligned me in a path and aligned me with the correct people.
With art, the artists have total control. He can splash colors on the canvas in a bit of rage, or he can choose solemn colors to basically come down from a period of deep remorse or depression.
Today, I wanted to get better at this. So like I said about being in the street, I was only in the street if I had a purpose. My purpose was music.